Hey guys, it's Selina with Eufaula Arts Talks. Thanks for joining me today, and I have a real treat for you today. As you know, we usually do this on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock, but today we had such a wonderful opportunity. We had to take advantage of it, and there's such wonderful things going on in Eufaula, so we had to share that with you. Hey Chuck, listen guys, I want to introduce you guys to, well, all right, first of all I want to say, you guys have driven down Foley. And you remember where the old JM's restaurant was, where we all used to go and eat that chicken fried steak, right? Well, now it's going to be memorialized in a whole different way. It's going to bring a lot of attention to Eufaula. We're really excited about that. And we're really, really thankful to Vision Eufaula for the vision that they had for bringing this to Eufaula. And of course, for us at the Arts Council, we're very excited because it's all about art, right? And that's what we do. So we appreciate you guys joining us, but I want to introduce you to two very talented, very wonderful, very sweet people. I had a chance to meet them earlier, and the energy and the vibe that I got from them was just, it was incredible, and it just stayed with me all evening. So I'm really excited to be able to talk to them. I want to introduce you to Tracy Stum. Am I saying that right?
That's right.
Okay, correct. And Sayak Mitra. Hey guys, let me, hold on, I'm turn this around on you guys. There you are. Yay!
How you follow?
Oh, yeah, you guys. Oh my gosh, this has been awesome. And after we talk, I'm going to kind of show a little bit of this for some of our viewers that may not have had a chance to see it, and some of our viewers that are out of town. But you know what's exciting to us is that it's art, right? And the one question that I always ask my artists is, what is art to you? How do you define art?
You want to go first, or should I go first? Okay. Gosh, art to me is creative expression. It's using, you know, a visual means, an audio means, film, dance, theater, anything like that. Right. Is any kind of creative expression is art. So I welcome it all.
Right. Sayak?
Art is, to me, it's a one word. It's the life and universe.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. See, everybody views art and feels art in a different way. And one of the things that we study, or that we try to cover, is all the different mediums of art. Now, I understand that Sayak, you do a different, really a different kind of art, right?
Yeah, I am like interdisciplinary artist, and I do multimedia, and I collaborate with performance artists and illustrator, or when I'm making the film, I collaborate with performance artists, and I have done with before, like that's how I made, so I collaborate with painting Tracy, and so I trying to be expand my the word or vocabulary of art means that it's not literally painting on canvas.
Right.
It can be the packaging, it can be the culture, it can be the food, it can be the art therapies, and like knowing people.
Yeah.
So I found like every little nuisance and the semiotics and from the culture. So that's to arts me, and that keep me going.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well guys, I apologize for the noise, but hey, we're down here at the mural, and we just felt like this is where we needed to do the interview, so bear with us, all right? Now listen, we read about you in the paper. Tracy, I know you have done tons of murals, a lot of big places, a lot of really important places, but here you are in Eufaula.
Yeah.
So we don't want to talk about all the things you've done because we've read about it. What I want to know is what started you? How did you get started? Let's go way, way back. Art. What got you interested in art?
Oh boy, I think I was born into this world as an artist, because when I was very young, 3-4 years old, I was always drawing with crayons and did not stop. You know, it was just a constant thing for me, and I kept expanding beyond the canvas that I had. So my mom would buy giant rolls of newsprint paper and just roll them out, and I just draw and draw and draw, and that led to art lessons. High school arts, college, I got a BFA in painting and drawing, and continued studies. I studied in Florence, Italy, at the Florence Academy of Art, and I've practiced street painting for 20 some years now. And by the way, I found street painting by accident.
Really?
It was not something I planned for or even knew really existed, but I stumbled upon it at a street painting festival in Santa Barbara, California, back in the 1990s. And as soon as I saw it, people were drawing these giant masterpieces out of chalk pastel on the street. It was a big festival. And I thought, okay, that is my tribe. I have to do that.
Wow.
So next year I jumped in, realized I was actually pretty good at it, and from that festival got invited to another one, and next thing you know, it was a hobby. I just go on the weekends and draw wherever I could, and then a couple years into that, I put up a website and said, I would love to do this full-time universe. This is so much fun, and it happened. So
that's awesome.
I'm very grateful for that. Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
It's actually a testament to your dreams can come true if you commit and believe in them.
Yeah.
So, and you just put it out there. You ask for it. You know, ask to bring it to you, and it will happen if you really are behind it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that was going to be one of my questions. Why murals? Where did you make that jump? And so you just fell in love with it, basically.
Yeah, you know, I actually had been painting murals commercially before I found the street painting, so that was my bread and butter. And I did a lot of work in Vegas at the casinos, Venetian and Caesars and places like that. But then I found the street painting, and it was drawing with chalk pastel instead of painting, and on the ground, not on the walls or the ceilings. So I just kind of did that switch, you know, as I pivoted and said, okay, I'm going to go do this. And it was so much fun, and I guess I was missing the performance aspect, because when you're doing a street painting out in the public space, you have to interact with the public.
Right.
People come by, they want to know what you're doing, they're asking you questions, you have an opportunity to engage with them, educate them about what you're doing, the process, your content, and share the creative process with them. How often do people get to see an artist actually painting or making something?
Absolutely.
It's not very common.
Yeah.
So when we're out on the street, we are fully exposed to the public, and most of us who practice it love it. I mean, that's, you know, we're performers. We like that. So
that's cool. So you're just kind of in your own space as you do it, though. Do you even realize that people are around when you're working?
You know, that is a very interesting question. It happens in phases. You know, when I start in the morning, I'm fully focused. There's really not that many people out, but at a street painting festival by 10, 11 o'clock, thousands of people, and all of a sudden that noise breaks through your consciousness, and you turn around and you're like, oh yeah, there's like 100 people behind me. And, you know, hi. Okay, so at that point it becomes, you tune them out, but if somebody's asking questions, you hear it, and then you can turn around and talk to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever do any other type of medium besides street art or murals? Or, I mean, did you ever do art shows, like paintings or oil or colors?
Yeah. I actually was an oil painter when I got out of school, contemporary art, and showed at some galleries in around Philadelphia when I was there. And then I got into visual merchandising, which is a sidetrack, but I was managing and I was the art director for several retail companies. So it was creating the identity for them, their interior spaces, their branding, all of that, which was really fun. And that was in New York City, so I had a blast there. And then after that, I got into the film industry a little bit, did some scenic painting, some set decorating, that kind of stuff when I moved to LA. And then I hooked up with the designers, interior designers, and was doing a lot of mural painting in residential properties, commercial properties. That's how I got the casino projects and things like that. So it's kind of like a weird serpentine path to get to where I am. But I was always open to trying my hand at anything. Yeah. And I also wanted to be an artist full time. I didn't want to be somebody who was working at a job for security in the day and then painting at night. I wanted to commit fully to my craft, and that can be a scary place for an artist, you know, because you don't have any security. You have to rely on yourself. But I was able to make good choices, and I've been really, really blessed with kind of how this career path worked out for me.
Yeah. Well, and you have a good partner.
Yes, I do. I have an amazing partner.
Yeah. So,
and he came along for the ride.
So, are you, Sayak? Are you doing shows or anything like that?
I have been showing since 2004. So, what time I was like 12, like 10 plus 2 graduating, and that I'm going to the, I went to the engineering, electrical engineering, and then multimedia. So
Wow.
I was fascinated in science and engineering, so that aspect so drive me over there. But I still feel like I like the paint and brush. That
Yeah, what a jump!
Yes.
Kind of a jump there to.
It was jump, but before that, I also going to art school, and I was.
Oh,
like,
I see. Yeah,
that kind of like practice I had.
It was your passion, the art.
Yeah, the art's your passion.
It's like I feel like it's not now. I feel like from the support from the families and friends and the wife, that I can driven totally like jump into that what I wanted. And it's back then was like I was work as a web designer. I work as an work with interior designer. So and it's better to have like some steady and the art. So then what I can do art for art's sake, then I don't have to bother. I did not rely like to satisfy someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
well, where do you see yourself going now after this? Are you going to continue working with Tracy? Do you think you'll go do your own thing, do more shows, or?
Yeah, I mean, I worked with her like on and off after moving here. Honestly, like because here I'm starting kind of like from scratch again because it's not galleries. I'm getting, but I got some shows. I got a solo show in New Jersey City with Mana Contemporary, and I got here and there like some of the solos. So I'm now looking for artists in residency around the world, and yeah, that's my direction. But I actually feel blessed if I can get paint and brush and put some paint.
Yeah, because you're still painting.
That's process my ideas.
Right.
Yeah, of course. I with work with her is learning. It's learning from the wife is good. Yeah.
It's not always easy.
Not always.
I'm a taskmaster.
That's good. Good training.
So that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun together.
Well, we started this series speaking with artists because the COVID had affected so many people, and it had closed down so many of the shows, the arts and crafts shows, and so it affected not only the hobbyists but also the people that were doing it for a living.
Yeah.
You know, that was their livelihood. So it probably didn't slow you down that much since you're mostly outside.
Actually, the street painting did slow down quite a bit because all of the festivals got canceled.
Oh,
and so what happened though was they created virtual online festivals where the artists would make a drawing in their on their driveway or sidewalk at home, and they organized it very seamlessly with online support, and we were posting on Instagram and Facebook, and sponsors came forward and really helped out with many of the festivals around the country. So that's been a great blessing for the artists, and it's, you know, the artists can go crazy and draw whatever they want, but we've been really busy. The last year we were working on a big project in New Jersey, doing some work for Nickelodeon and DreamWorks, and that was under a strict deadline, so we were spending most of the time there working in isolation at a new facility called American Dream. And so we were super busy last year.
Wow.
And it worked out well for us, but I can understand people that rely on galleries and festivals and things like that. It's extremely tough.
Yeah.
But I would say, you know, get your stuff online as much as possible, because that's where people are looking now. Yeah,
and that's what we've been encouraging a lot. And whenever we have the artists come in, you know, we try to show their work.
Sure.
And well, and with that, you guys, I'm going to keep talking to you, but I'm going to show some of what's going on here and ask you some questions. So the whole concept is supposed to be 3D. Oh yeah, I can see it.
Oh, wow.
But where do you get your inspiration? How do you prepare for a mural that you're...
Gosh, well, the preparation comes from discussions and conversations with the organization or venue or client that I'm working with, and once the direction is established, then I'm free to do research to find the style and content and subject matter that needs to actually go into the painting. The engineering of the painting is the most fun for me, because that's how you create the optical illusion. And this one's an exceptionally large piece for us, especially for 2 artists. So it's taking us about 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks to complete it. It's definitely geared towards Eufaula, this piece. It's about Lake Eufaula and specifically Standing Rock, which is the iconic symbol of Lake Eufaula and Eufaula from history. Because it's submerged, we decided to bring it up out of the lake.
There you go.
So people can
I see it. Is that it back there?
Yeah, this is part of Standing Rock right here.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Popping out behind you guys' heads, right?
Yeah.
And then you got this guy up here that keeps peeking into the...
Yeah, that's our local deer. And it's just basically a scene of the lakeside, and we've got a canoe, so people could sit in the canoe when we're done and take a photo so they look like they're floating on the lake. Or they can actually look like they're climbing on Standing Rock. So we've got a couple of areas of interaction. The painting is actually offered up to the public for photo op. Yeah, interaction and photo op. So come on down when we're finished. Get on the painting, bring your friends. We could probably accommodate 8 to 10 people on this painting at one photo op shot. So it should be a lot of fun for the community.
So when you're getting ready to do something like this, I mean, how many hours of preparation?
Oh goodness, that depends on the design and the location. So for instance, I wasn't here, I was in California, so I had to reach out to Vision Eufaula, who was coordinating the entire project with us, for the assets that I needed. So I'd say, hey, I need a photo of this space from this angle, can you please send that, or send me some references for the lake, those kind of things. And normally I would go out and photograph those things myself, but because I wasn't here, I had to cooperate and communicate with them in order to get those things. But it worked out really well, and came up with a design. We went through a couple of iterations of the design, and finally we found something that everybody liked. And I think the community is responding really well to this. I mean, we get a lot of "whoa, great work" when people are driving by. So.
And it's been a great partnership, I guess.
It has been, Vision Eufaula has been terrific. They've taken good care of us.
Awesome.
Just a great organization.
So who would you say is your inspiration, not for this project, but just in general in your artwork? Or
oh my goodness, inspiration for art,
or life in general?
Gosh,
which art is your life, so
well, for me it's art. I mean, artists, I have so many artists that I love. From the entire range of art, from naturalism to abstraction to contemporary work. Sayak probably has more specific artists that he likes, but I mean, I'm influenced by culture, and I love diverse cultures. I mean, we're artists, we absorb that kind of thing, and from being able to travel around the world, we've been able to observe and interact with other cultures, which really brings richness to our experience. So we try to, really get into the place where we're working and understand what that's about so that we can represent that in an accurate way.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, I hope that makes sense.
You're like blotting paper.
Right. Exactly.
I am absorbing everything. Everything is new and it's interesting and different, I must tell. It's different than Calcutta to LA to here. It's accent to food and the culture and the design. Everything is different.
I understand. I spent 13 years in LA, so I understand.
It's also very different.
Yes. Right. Well, what would be some words of advice to maybe a student or anyone that's maybe interested in not just going into art, but maybe into this field, into doing murals? Because I know there's going to be people out there. I know when I go through different towns, I see different works, and nothing as elaborate as this. But, you always think about, oh, that's really cool. And some people may say, well, I like to draw, but how would you get into doing something like that? Do you think there's a niche, or is there just a natural talent? Or
I think that you have to have certainly a desire and a commitment to your craft, and educating yourself by finding mentors. because everyone is on social media these days and online, you can reach out to an artist that you admire and ask for tips, ask for advice, ask to even maybe work with them. You know, there are a lot of people that are willing to bring on apprentices or, you know, do workshops with young people to get them inspired. Find a great art teacher, you know, somebody that will guide you and lift you up. Take classes online, take classes with somebody, go do art workshops if you can do that, and also just go out and practice every day. You know, draw every day, paint every day. That's how people become good at what they do. And so if you want to do a big mural like this, start with something manageable that you can handle, maybe a smaller one. I started with an 8x8 piece. That was my very first street painting, and I've done pieces that are 60 feet by 60 feet. Wow. So you have to, you know, start with what you can manage and just build your confidence and keep going. But definitely never stop learning. Even for artists who may not be able to attend those workshops or go somewhere far away, if you're self-taught, go online, look at other artists, study them, ask them questions, and just reach out.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think that's a pretty good close for our little interview here, but that is awesome. Do you have any final words you want to add to that?
I feel like that's commitment. She just nailed it. That's the only word. I mean, that legitimate, I wanted to be an artist, period.
Yeah. You have to have a desire, for sure.
Well, on behalf of the Arts Council, but for you all as well, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for what you're doing, the inspiration that you're bringing to our community, to our students, which is, you know, near and dear to me. That's why I always say, you know, if you have a dream, just follow it, just do it. And I love doing these interviews because it encourages people that, hey, you know, you think you can't do it, just do it.
You can. Yeah. The only person stopping you is yourself.
That's right.
Right. So, thank you, Selina.
Right.
Thank you, everyone in Eufaula.
I'm wishing to work for and spread it more, the Eufaula Art Council.
Yeah.
And in Bengali, we say namaskar.
Namaskar.
Namaskar, which is thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. In Creek, we say Mado.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Mado. Right. I love that.
All right.
Okay.
And we can't wait to see the finished product.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I'm going to walk around and, let me take your, sorry.
That was great. That was so easy.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to walk around and get a little bit of more shots here. So, if you guys are still listening, try not to step on wet paint. As you can see, here is some of the work area. Okay. And it's huge. I can barely get the whole thing in here. There we go. There they are. All right, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, come on down. Again, thanks for joining, and join us next week. On Tuesday, we have a special guest at 1 o'clock.